Elliott Charles Thomas Landall, Landall.
Your first name is Elliott, Ellio,
OTT.
two T's
Yes.
at the end. Yes. What is your birthday?
1928.
So, born in September 1st,
Yes,
1928.
yes.
So, now you are 91?
90. I
90.
turned 90 on the 1st of September.
I'm sorry that I added one more year to you. Wow, 90-year-old. That's a longevity. And you still look very good. Huh? Very good. Where were you born?
In Blenheim.
Could you spell it?
VLEM.
Mm-hmm.
Good God.
Blenheim?
Yes.
Yeah,
So Blenheim.
That's
Blenheim.
it, that's it.
That's where I'm headed. Tomorrow
Oh.
I'm going to take a ferry and going to Blenheim. Yes. So it's in the South Island, right?
Yes.
Good. And tell me about your family background when you were growing up. Your parents and your siblings at the time.
Well, I had 8 sisters and 1 brother.
Mm. And?
Brought up in Picton.
Yes.
And all the women members of the family were married, got married and moved away.
Hawaii.
No, away.
Hawaii, yes.
And, I was just on my own at home with Dad.
What about school you went through? Tell me about the school you...
Yeah, I went to Waikawa Park School, which is just out of Picton.
Oh, in Picton.
Yeah,
Yeah. And when did you finish your school? Do you remember? It's too hard to calculate that. Do you remember when you graduated high school? Okay, then what about, when did you join the military?
I can't remember that.
How old were you, Dad?
How old were you when you joined the, did you join Army or Navy?
Army.
Army. And when, do you remember when did you join? What year, what age were you? 21?
Oh, well past that. 26, I think I was.
So it was 1948.
Yeah,
1944.
yeah.
So that was before World War ended.
Yeah,
Did you participate in the World War II?
no.
No?
I went to Korea. I joined up for the Army, and I was sent to Korea.
So, anything you remember about your service in Korea?
I remember it was lovely serving there because it reminded me so much of home. It was different channels where you went up, especially in Japan. They had this, what they call the inland sea. And going up there was like going up in the Sounds in Picton. It was lovely.
Any other thing that you remember? What did you do there?
We helped the Korean people who had been disturbed out of their homes or bombed out. We helped I used to supervise them working.
Mm. What was your specialty? Were you gunman?
No, divisional signals.
Division of signal. Okay. So, what did you do? Tell me about it.
There wasn't much to do really. We used to send out
Send out what?
messages to the forward troops. They'd send back, and we would acknowledge that to make sure that they were all well prepared.
So you were the radio operator? Did you talk to the microwave radio?
Yeah,
Mm. Wasn't it dangerous?
no, not at all.
Not at all.
Not from where I was.
Mm. Where were you?
When I was in Korea, but I was a fair way back.
In the rear. In the back. Right?
When I say a fair way back, I'll be about, say, 50 kilometres from the front line.
Front line.
Yeah.
Do you remember the location name? Any camp name or anything like that? No.
No, just
What about this, Elliott? What was the most difficult thing during your service in Korea?
getting used to the changes in the weather.
Weather.
The summers were terribly hot and the winters were terribly cold.
Not like New Zealand.
No way.
So how cold was it?
Well, it was that bad we had to wear special clothing, special boots and socks, and double jackets.
Double jacket. But still cold.
Oh, it was terribly cold. About -5.
-5. Yeah. What about life there? Where did you sleep and what did you eat?
Well, we ate in the camp mess room, and we were in tents where there was 10 of us to a tent,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to be in charge of the tent, and I used to tell them when to get going in the morning to their jobs, because a lot of them be shoveling out earth that had fallen down. Then I'd have to go off and supervise the Korean people, what they would get up to and show them what to do.
What was your rank at the time? Was sergeant or master
No.
sergeant?
I was a private signalman, and then I was promoted to corporal.
Corporal. And how difficult that job?
No, not hard at all.
Not much difficult.
Not New Zealanders seem to be able to adapt very well.
Mm-hmm. And did any Korean people work with you at the time?
No, not really. We used to help them and show them what to do, especially if they're rebuilding. We showed them how to hang doors and put in windows.
Mm-hmm. How did Korean people live at the time?
Oh, very well. They were given surprise by us, and they were lovely people. They really were. They relied on us a lot.
And have you been to Seoul, the capital city of Korea?
Yeah.
Tell me about it. What did you see?
Well, when I first went there, it was all a blackout because it was North Koreans started to bomb us again. So we had to get to hang out of it and get more or less what you refer to in these as the suburbs. We got there, we directed the people from there. If they were bombed them, we'd have to hospitalise them or help them to get back into their houses.
What did you think about that city?
Oh, lovely city. It's well laid out, actually.
But everything was destroyed.
Oh, heavens, yes.
And have you been back to Korea?
No, I haven't. I'd like to go back and have a look round.
And do you follow up with things happening in Korea now? Do you know about anything about new Korea, modern Korea?
No,
Do you know about Korean economy?
no, not really.
Korean economy.
I haven't had much to do with it since I left.
Yes. After you left, Korea industrialized the whole nation, and now we are the 11th largest economy in the world.
Yes,
What do you think about that?
very good. You should have contributed a lot to that.
And had you ever thought that Korea would become like this today when you left?
Yes, because they were very good listeners, and they always took down their instructions, and it was so nice to teach them because they listened and they followed out whatever you asked them to do.
So you were able to teach them?
Yes,
What teach you? What did teach? What did you teach?
teach them English.
English? To whom? Who was your student?
No students were just, when they came up to go on a job or anything, we used to tell them what to do and everything, and it was always spoken English. We didn't speak in Korean.
And did they learn from you?
Oh yes,
How was them?
very good, good learners.
Huh, that's very interesting to know. Were you married at the time?
No, I came home from, I went to Japan and I got the K-Force arranged for me to come home to New Zealand and get married and come back again.
Come back to where?
Japan.
To Japan.
And I was under strict instructions that I signed papers to make sure I came back. Once I got married and didn't just stay back in New Zealand, I came back here and left my wife. She was living with her mother.
And now you are the Korean War veteran.
Yeah,
What do you think about that? Are you proud of to be Korean War veteran?
yeah.
Why?
Because if you speak to a Korean, they're so lovely and humble. Actually, I was in hospital once to be blown if a Korean person didn't come into the next bed to me. And we got quite a conversation going. It was lovely to talk to them. She said, well, we loved you. She said, we loved the New Zealanders. She said, we didn't like the Aussies too much because they were so cheeky and rude. She said, but the New Zealanders always helped us out.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next year will be 70th anniversary of the Korean War. Can you believe that? When did you leave actually Korea? Was it after the war or ended or before?
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
After the Second World War is when I went to Korea.
Yes. But when did you leave Korea?
Oh, God, I should have written this all down.
Okay. Was it before war ended, right?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
The Korea War was well and truly over.
Okay. Anything you remember particularly about your service?
It's very satisfying, actually,
Why?
because whenever you help people, they're also grateful. They took the knowledge and they always wrote down everything, or if you give them booklets what to do, and they'd always study them up.
Mm-hmm.
They were brilliant to work with.
So you like Korea
Yeah,
and you want to go back to Korea?
oh, I wouldn't mind a trip back there.
Mm-hmm. Anything you remember particularly about the war that you fought for? You said that it wasn't that dangerous, but anything that you remember about your service there?
Nothing special. We just more or less recuperating the people.
Mm-hmm. And why is it known as Forgotten War, Korean War? Korean War has been known as Forgotten War. Why is that?
Well, because I thought the two big wars were over. The Korean War was just a little war. Oh, we'll forget about that one. I didn't worry, it wasn't.
But out of Korean War, now the very strong relationship between Korea and New Zealand,
Yes,
very strong, right?
yes.
And the Korean economy is one of the strongest in the world. And so very good thing came out of your service, but we don't teach about it.
No.
What do you think?
Well, I think the Kiwis, as they called us, did a lot of good for them. We helped them with their English, we helped them build. I wasn't a builder, but I could teach them how to hang doors and windows, that sort of thing, and they're so grateful, and they fed you well. It's lovely food, just to make it.
Oh, my thank you. It's my thanks to you because you served in the Korean War so that we were able to have a chance to rebuild our nation. And now we are one of the strongest nations in the world.
Yes, very good.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we should be able to teach about this because it was a good war. Of course, many people killed, but still, good thing came out of your service, and that is your legacy. Right?
That's right.
That's right. So that's why we are doing this, and we will try to work with the teachers here in New Zealand so that they can use this interview in their classroom. Okay?
Yeah, that's very good.
Very good. All right. Thank you very much for coming, Elliott, and keep up your good health.
Thank you.
Thank you.